Hello my friends, welcome to my new channel. Let's enjoy the highlights between G2 Esports versus Shopify Rebellion for the upper finals of VCT Game Changers Championship. The winner goes to the grand finals, while the loser will face elimination in the lower bracket.
They're not slowing down. They've got full mid control here.
Going for kills are actually Shopify Rebellion. Looking for a mid to be split. The walls are coming up from Mel. Playing as this Viper, but the crossfire is just too good for G2 to start. Beautiful to allow Noia to finally stop the bleeding a bit. The spike's down out of the open though.
It is. Mimi's got a deep line, and that's a beautiful shot. A lot of damage onto the back of Sarah here. It's going to have to come down to Noia. Sarah does have a recon dart. Hopefully is going to be able to use it as some sort of crosshair displacement to tee up Noia here, but
Last player standing.
Nice opportunity, nice attempt. Sarah's pretty much pinned right there. Noia had to make the move towards spawn. Missing that fight earlier on versus Glance, but now they're just going across the arches, and Noia's able to win that fight. 2 versus 1, and you see Noia already pivoting towards this A site.
yeah, she's going to beat the defenders at that A, but on this crossing, as she's passing that yellow, Kale's going to get that line, so
30 seconds
this
left.
is fast. G2 are reacting quick.
Knife was out, managed to escape for a bit, but as soon as she crosses on the other side of Orange though, Mimi starts things off for G2.
30 seconds left.
Slicing the A site. 3 players are going to face off. There's Orange in the back of the site. Finally, it swings out, and a great opportunity to capitalize for Shopify Rebellion. 20 seconds left on the clock, moving towards the back of the pyramid, and safely will plant the spike because of the wall coming back up from Mel.
Yeah, look at how much utility both these players have.
Spike
Mel can
planted.
quickly set up in a post, use her wall to be able to recharge that gas and maybe make it back into A main here.
Started off already.
Screen down.
Glance just looking to maybe do some
There.
recon, throwing it towards the back of the site. Roxy's also closing in.
Yeah, and they weren't able to actually plant for A main, so Shopify decided to fight.
The ball's down, beautiful flash, 1 for 1, but Roxy turns around.
Oh my
And that could have been a great round for Shopify, but Roxy continues to be really good in the clutch. And G2, close, but they still get the second round.
Looking for a quick mid opening here.
Flash to counter back, depending on what utility is being thrown. There's a dash already activated, but Sarah was looking back towards the spawn. She was expecting for a flash to come out from the defender's side, and that actually she got caught for that. And now Shopify Rebellion are going to have less to work with when they want to execute within this B site. Recon dart being super important here.
Yeah, Shopify have been getting caught out on this line of sight, so they're completely aware of that.
Grounded.
Oh, what a huge pick for Petra.
They're really rotating her across the map. So the first pick there towards the double doors goes back towards the nest. A second one through. So now Shopify Rebellion learning as the rounds continue to dwindle throughout this first half that they have to keep an eye out for this Opper.
Yeah, and you can see that Noia can't really take any more space because of how wide open that mid is. Mel's still holding on to this wall, and that sort of lack of information usually would keep the defenders guessing, but the fact that they're down so many numbers, they can maintain that strong side and maintain those numbers towards here at A. Shopify, they've got to find a pick here, James.
30
gonna be
seconds
tough.
left.
When this wall comes up, probably the defender's one's going to come up as well. Utility still stops them. Noia still waiting for the late lurk. The off is out, the third one within the round for Petra. In her role as this Jet, has been picking up the pace and working this agent quite well. As the walls come down with 13
Last
seconds
player
left.
standing.
Unfortunately, no
Spike
ground
down, A.
gained for Shopify Rebellion. As even it turns out to be a prime gaming flawless for G2 early in his half.
They're going to be able to get a couple Guardians and a couple upgraded pistols, but Not the full buy that they were certainly looking for here.
We got some traps being laid out within the site. Shot, big flash. Petra forced to fall back, but out in the open. Florescent's the one that's able to get the pick. Roxy still holding within around the cages. Couldn't get that kill onto her opponent as Alexis comes in for the trade. Advantage for Shopify Rebellion as they move in and are still waiting for a plant. They are in a position to do it, but they just push out early. Now the pit's going to confirm the spike going down.
Let's see if Sarah too sniffs out Sarah, but no, Sarah's in such a ratty little angle below that window.
Spike planted.
Was such a broken
HP.
buy.
Got the information though on Mimi, who throws a fragment within right at the feet of Mel. That does a lot of damage through.
Last player standing.
Sarah still playing towards the long B. Nice swing out from Alexis in the end from the pit. Lots of aggression for G2 this time around. You heard the blade storms coming out from Petra, and they want to once again re-aggress towards the control of elbow. Look at the jiggles coming out from Noia though. It's getting pinged out. She hasn't really seen opponents yet, but she does have support all the way back from spawn. Players ADSing on the side of Shopify, and they also get the first blood. But there is that support coming through. Nice dagger from Petra on the top of the wall. Is gonna land it right onto Mel, which gives G2 the advantage.
Yeah, and Sarah's gonna use all the information that her teammates just gave over to her. That Cypher ult definitely puts a crux in her plan. Now she's gonna stop, and Petra's gonna go try to sniff her out and find her, but 3 players on the flank here. The fact that Sarah and Floor are pushing into spawn and really flipping the map once again here is... Give me the
Nice.
It should have been good. It should have been good because it was planted for a spawn. But Petra once again aware of this push. Null command now coming out on the attack for Alexis, not allowing utility to come through, but she falls unfortunately. So it's up to Florescent, star player. Players are low on HP, but gets instantly traded off there by Roxy as glance falls. And G2 with the lower buy answers right back.
So G2 have a really good idea of what Shopify are going to try to do into this round. Floor has knives, fans. Knives and a sniper rifle in her hand. This
So does
sort of
Petra.
combo. Yeah. I mean, this is going to be...
Spike
No
down
daggers,
mid.
but the op is good. Unfortunately, it does not connect onto Florescent, but it connects onto Mel. So that's no wall right now for Shopify for their site take.
That's going to hurt. That's definitely going to hurt. They do still have Noia's single cage, but actually she just used it to block off that mid line of sight. And that's a good trade, at least for Sarah. That was everything.
Sarah too is putting the Viper, the snake bite right on the ground just to slow down SR's attempt to capitalize on that trade to try to push towards the A site. And now it stops. The Molly
30
is gone.
seconds left.
The utility is being pushed in, and Glance is holding by the staircase. Spotted right now by Sarah, who now inches forward, back towards the rail, in front of Orange. Florescent's there just to bait out the kill. But the spike once again falls with 17 seconds left on the clock. It's now picked up by Florescent. They're going to play just on the outside of the Viper's pit, maybe trying to push in and try to get the pick. And we're jumping across Sarah, running out of bullets, but still just good enough to get the pick onto Sarah. 5 seconds left on the clock. The right-click classic, and now the tap on the spike. Petra's there out in the open. Florescent was just trying to get that spike down for a chance to win, but G2, they get it in the end. And that's the first time they ran into that trap that was placed by Roxy. So still, Shopify Rebellion, all they have to do is continue to try to learn how G2 is currently playing. So really, on the tip of their toes, every single time G2 has full control, especially with the first blood that Petra just got onto Florescent.
Yeah, these first bloods are really making Mel's job difficult and all of Shopify's job difficult. You know, that flash dart combo that we saw just a few rounds ago that was able to get those pings. Maybe Shopify resort back to that, but Petra has had free reign on this map so far.
And that flash was so nice. Sarah wasn't ready for that one. Mimi just swings out the door and gets the pick. Mel on the other end. Time has been wasted enough for the wall to come down. Sarah too just around the corner.
Spike down
And
A.
they can't take her down. It's just Noia once again by herself. Can't really activate her lurks because her teammates are falling down towards the take of this A site. It's a full roster against her.
Flawless.
Mimi's just waiting there, greeting her, and a second Prime Gaming Flawless comes in for G2.
It looks like they're going for that same play that they did the last time Sarah had ult. She's going to drone out A main as they take mid.
First change of pace. Florescent's already initiated within the site. Aldro coming out towards the A main. Trying to get the pick on the top there on Torrance Bridge. He got the tag onto Sarah too. And she will fall finally. from Florescent pushing forward with the assist from the Hunter's Fury. Noia finally has an opportunity to activate her lurk, gets the pick off onto Petra on the rotate, but Mimi is still alive at this doorway.
Yeah, and she's looking, she's hunting. That drone just spotted Mel, and the spike is on her back as well here. She's trying to recharge her gas so she can cross, but Mimi's not gonna let it.
Thankfully, though, their neural thefts thrown out by Noia. So they have the
Oh,
information
that's
on the
unlucky.
and as Mimi's trying to jump away, Sarah is waiting right there, just by the railing. Recon dart to clear towards the back of their orange, allowing Noia to pick up the spike. 48 seconds left on the clock, still plenty of time to work with here, and for them to just inch slowly, group back together for Shopify and get a plant. But it's a safe plant here. You can't really play it towards the outside A main.
Spike
Counter neural
planted.
theft out from
Last
Roxy,
player
ADSing
standing.
right away, and Sarah swings right out. Glance is now solo. Shock darts coming out towards the pyramid. Light damage onto Noia. They're just looking for the first contact, which will be Florescent, as Glance is walking forward. First pick onto Sarah. Noia then is coming right out. So beautiful discipline for Shopify Rebellion. They stopped the bleeding at 8-4.
And we got to highlight Noia. She's been that raid boss for the past 2 series. So now this is her time to shine on those defenses.
It almost looks like she's the one at the point, already walking down towards the middle behind the pillar. Spraying through the poison orb as the rest of G2 are just rolling forward towards the A site. Trying to answer back. Roxy now is playing the responsibility of what Noia was doing. Now on the backstep, though, it works out for Shopify. Snakebite does get the kill onto Florescent. Oh, a nice dig out from Petra onto Mel, too. But lower are the HP of Shopify Rebellion as the action slows down. And look at that rotate going all the way back towards the B for the plant is Mimi.
Mimi, she's going so fast over there. She's gonna meet up with Petra. She knows the entire site is clear. But Sarah, too, getting picked there, that's gonna hurt.
That trip just got broken. And they still need to find out where Petra's currently hiding for Shopify Rebellion.
Planted.
Yeah, and Shopify, because they're so low, they're all sticking together. That knife catching only one player, that's gonna confuse Petra.
And all they gotta do is just hold back, wait for the other angles. Petra gets a nice first pick there from the arches all the way towards Noia. Now the knife being thrown, they spot the player towards the back of the site, especially with that recon dart. So it's a 2 versus 2, but again, the health advantage is coming out for
enemy
G2.
remaining.
Petra's still playing around the pillar. And unfortunately here, the shots are not hitting for Sarah, and G2, they get the second pistol. We just mentioned that Prime Gaming Flawless, so the money was still really good for G2 from their bonus, allowing a knock to come out early this time around, and I don't think Shopify were ready for that. Florescent falls right away, a flash to allow Mel to peek out. Petra wasn't affected by it, but their shot still missed. Now a Snakebite forces her to push forward. Sarah's now getting lurked by Roxy. Alexis trying to trade it off, and it works out at least. But it opens up now the A site. They've pulled everybody from the outside site to middle, and an opportunity for them to push out towards this A main.
Yeah, and even though that Cypher ultimate comes up, as it does, Sarah's gonna drop her Viper's wall. It's gonna allow G2 to safely cross because it's just Mel here. No flashes, and she's blind.
Flashes came out right after, at least for the attack. That was Mimi throwing that through. Mel looks like she was expecting for that wall to stay up the whole time and instantly got caught off. Shopify still want to try to go for this. Alexis and Noia, the last 2 remaining, trying to push forward. Not making any noise here for G2. Mimi's hearing a bit. Al Jones coming on the attack to support. And while Alexis was looking towards the air to try to break the drone, Mimi swings out for the kill. Noia, now the last player remaining. The op peeks out, it misses. But it gives an opportunity for the wraparound out from Mimi. But Noia's ready for it, but couldn't win that duel. And G2 are showing a very one-sided map to start things off on Breeze. The same setup is to try to counter once again that null command that's now available for Mimi.
Look at Roxy.
Al Jones looking through, and Roxy's pushed up all the way towards Berlin, catches Sarah off guard, and throws a null command, and no time he comes out from Florescent. Now just swings out towards the ladder, but Sarah's there for the pick. Roxy's still holding it out, finally gets pinged out and shot by Alexis through the cage.
Oh!
Holy
Holy
there with the
Petra.
shorty.
What the
Noia
fuck
gets
is
picked
that?
off the rotate from Petra. And things are looking good for G2 on the pulse plan, even a setup for a Hunter's Fury if they wanted to. Actually, Glance is just holding towards the pillar. She already has players around her to watch a crossfire, watch any type of pushes out from Shopify. It's gonna get difficult here once again. Alexis meeting up with Mel, both of them by the tunnel. Glance still holding the angle by the pillar. A shot missed, but that's a perfect bait here for Glance, who doesn't get the kill onto Mel though. Underhand flash now being thrown, wasted down the clock. Alexis still has a full kit. Uncontinued on that KO. but unfortunately couldn't use any of it. Petra is waiting there with the op shot. Mel answers right back.
Ooh,
Nice flick
that's
there onto
great.
Mimi, but there's no time left. Sarah has a distance. She's not going to be able to pick up the op either from Florescent within the next round. And G2 is going to be a map point on the first series.
And another kind of broken buy for Shopify, which has kind of been the story of their defense half so far.
Oh, the Aldron Florescent was trying to get the timing out, also with a flash assist from Alexis, but Mimi was right there. And they were playing so close that Florescent wasn't ready. Never affected by the flash were the players out from G2 as they pull up early here in the potentially the last round of this map.
Yeah, and you can see how committed Alexis is to this play. It's because the Viper's pit, she's trusting that Mel's gonna be able to hold down the fort over towards that B. Got a flash in hand, so this is where Shopify make their stand. Alexis cannot let it be known that she's there in this spot.
They'll have to come down to the players in the back of the site to try to break that recon guard. The flash blinds Alexis. 100 Furies coming out from Blands. Does get the ping onto Sarah, but does not get the connection onto Mimi. As you talk about Alexis' position, unfortunately couldn't get the pick off, so she gets dropped. The rotate coming out, the lurk from roxi, a 1v1 in that area, but we're still holding our ground on the A site for Shopify Rebellion. Petra back
My
with the
God,
blade storm
Petra
to answer.
is insane.
Onto 2 of her own.
30 seconds
It's
left.
up to the IGL of Shopify Rebellion to try to clutch a 3 versus 1. Trying to get a spot on the top of that wall. Unfortunately, couldn't see anybody. Petra's just holding the angle, looking at the doorway. As soon as she walks up here, especially with the wall just being thrown, the jig is really up here. And Petra, all she has to do is to wait for Mel to pop up. As she walks up, the up shot misses. An opportunity to capitalize on a couple of kills. Trying to look back to see if Petra's going to re-swing on the other angle. But she does it instead, and G2, a dominant first map in their favor as they take it 13-6 on Grease.
Dominant indeed. No deja vu this time around, Vans. No deja vu. I'm calling it right now. Noia, that turret should give her a lot of info. Took a few more bullets than Petra wanted to take that out, and a quick response for Shopify. Immediately trying to poke and prod towards this cat.
Dash through from Florescent, low on HP already a halfway, trying to break the timing of the dart, which allows Glance to swing out for the first kill, and Petra, well, she disactivated the lurk that came out from Noia. So an early 2-player advantage for G2, looking to fight back towards the spawn. Sarah trying to put the matter into her own hands to answer back against Mimi, where Glance now rotates from the garden. Once again, a buddy system that continues from Petra and Sarah on mid.
Yeah, and Mel, she's gonna try to capitalize off all the ground that she has, and both her teammates are gonna try to meet back up with her at short. Now, depending on what kind of timing Mel gets here, could all of a sudden turn everything around here for Shopify.
Great spot towards the window. Turret just got thrown up.
30 seconds
Now the
left.
jig is up here. Sarah's going to get spotted by the turret. That might actually not allow for Mel to get into position here, but she runs away, so that could be a bait from the sound. Mel gets the ding off to roxi, tries to swing right out, gets that first shot, but then couldn't capitalize on the second one after roxi. Pushing up towards the heavens. It's a crossfire setup. Push through. A 2 versus 1. More damage being done now onto roxi. Shock dart to fall back into play to post plan for a Shopify Rebellion. Underhand flash being thrown. Full blind is Petra. Moving out now with the dash activated. Recon dart being thrown onto the attack, trying to slowing them down. Dash coming across towards the generator, and both players of Shopify Rebellion playing towards the hell, and they get the piss around that Effie's wanted.
Mimi, you've mentioned that utility has a molly still on her back pocket. That knife was huge. The drone didn't get anything, not a tag, hardly any information, and Petra's so aggressive.
Alexis runs right back with the Sheriff to trade it off, so that's upgraded weapons. That's going to be 2 Vandals. That's going to be upgraded now for Shopify Rebellion. Pushing up towards the tree, still trying to pinch towards this A site. Shot that was missed. Hunter's Fury somehow from Sarah already coming out, trying to get these pings through, and it does land onto Mimi, so that opens up the A site. There's only Sarah too towards the back. Back at the dice, shooting her own teammates. There's just so much going on right now. She gets dropped, unfortunately. Now the action resumes as the spike is letting it planted for A main.
And Sarah's got to hold her back, holding the long lines. The comms coming through. That Glance is barely just limping across.
Player standing.
Talked about the responsibility from Sarah, which leaves Alexis in an easier 1v1. A dink through the wall. Roxy's down to 51, and Alexis drops her as Roxy's trying to get the jump down from heaven. And that's Shopify winning the bonus.
Mel is constantly switching it up and switching up exactly how she wants to approach. This time, that is an early ultimate from Alexis. She really wants to waste time from G2 here.
They're trying to TP through the smoke. from Mel. I don't know if I got canceled right away, though. That's going to get hurt, so the rotate's going to come instantly back towards the A site. Mimi just got spotted, and she's down on low HP. That gives an opportunity now for Shopify to get the plant in an open site.
Yeah, they should be able to comfortably set up in a post here, and all of Shopify, they have a good spread. Alexis has all of short.
Shock dart.
It'll be a 5-on-5 retake. Alcho does not get any information yet. Recon Dart was available, or still available for glance. So an opportunity for them to flood in very soon when it smokes about to dissipate. Whoa, Florescent just gets a wall bang with no assist. And then coming through, Mimi's trying to fight right back, but holding towards the generator.
Oh
Roxy
my.
with the op on the defense, a 2 versus 2. And the fight coming across from Alexis back through the window. Sarah's low on HP, trying to get the shrouded step within the smoke. And a tap on that spike. I mean, they're closing in. Both 2 players are there. And Mel runs in, and they get the team ace on top of that end.
And now an Odin on the attack side still.
Yeah, because they heard the Odin earlier on from Rox in the previous round, but let's cut noise here. Let's focus on the action.
Good entry.
A quick push coming in towards that B site. Hunter's Fury coming out on top of that on the attack. But Mimi's holding towards the market. The Odin answers right back, though. 30 HP moving within the site. Going to be difficult because Sarah's 2 still within the site. Spike is now down. It's up to Sarah now looking to clutch.
She meets back up with her teammate. The power in numbers. 1 versus 2. Sarah knows where the spike is, and she actually does have a drone as well, still.
I have the spike.
But both members of G2 being so close together here.
And even a dart in 4 seconds. This is going to be difficult. She's trying to peek out towards the spawn. It's an Odin waiting. And Roxy had the tighter angle, and G2 is finally able to score back here on the first half. And Sarah's still playing the same position towards Hell with the paranoia. So that could be something here that Shopify Rebellion could start reading as they're looking for this 3-2 split on A.
Yeah, Mimi's so aggressive right now. She knows that the dart is down. She wanted to find a scrim timing, but Florescent is just aware. Completely punishes out Mimi. That ultimate pop down from Noia. Now this ultimate towards A, it doesn't give much. Both defenders at A side are feeling pretty comfortable, but that second pick from Florescent is going to put a nail in the coffin.
They don't know that Petra's lurking and flanking with the operator, so it comes down to these 2 players towards the back of the site. Now confirmed, paranoia thrown in the back of the site, flash being thrown, both players blinded within, and a little recon dart allows for them to swing to get the pick. And you wanted that little shot dart Legolas pick.
I did. Process elimination coming through, and now all of Shopify are regrouping.
Huge. The knife actually hit Roxy, so she can't use any of that utility. That forces out an early TP from Sarah, and it cancels out towards the A site. So Shopify are pushing through. Just walking to play the content. Now running across. Petra's just trying to get through her own cloudburst, but Mel was already close towards the spawn. So Roxy's still stuck. No opportunities here to run into a lockdown, but she's playing all the way towards the back. SR pushing towards the spawn, and this is an opener. Both of them falling towards the spawn, and Sarah 2 in glance. Well, that's an open A site now for a plan.
What a response. What a response. Just one by one, figuring out exactly how Shopify want to approach it. They knew only one was in sight. Quickly pivoting, taking that challenge in spawn. And these are the kind of audibles that we were used to seeing from Shopify. A bit of a slower start, sure, on map 1, but here so far, Shopify are showing us exactly what we witnessed earlier this week. And for G2, we've been talking about it, a bit of a slower pace start here.
And it feels like I always want to talk about the ult here from Roxy for the whole first half. Hadn't had an opportunity to really use it. That's why you're seeing her play more passively this time, but a pick coming out from Florescent. A kill off to Sarah, a push down towards the link. Noia with the op, could not connect onto the kill, but that's information for players rotating back from G2 out towards the tree. Florescent with a second one within a round for Shopify Rebellion as they move within the A site. They'll get the plant for long. Hunter Fury out for the defense, no pings. Lockdown also being used immediately, and finally get the pick up to Florescent, but not until she gets 3 kills within the round. They know exactly where Glance is at because of the Hunter's Fury, who's now moving up towards the A heaven. But she's up against 3 players. Post plan is looking really good here for Shopify. All grouped up here towards the tree. They want to play the trade game no matter what, and to play the long range here from the A site. And it works out for Sarah with the kill. That's 10-2 for Shopify.
Back to the casters.
Thank you so much. Pistol round is underway, and that was awesome here. Florescent getting the first blood. Cloud burst up towards the air at the arches. Petra answers right back, though. They want to fight towards the mid.
No bullets!
2 versus 2. The right click comes
Last
through.
player
Everybody just
standing.
dropping guns all over the place. And Glance is now at 13 HP against Mel.
Barely limping. Mel thinks it's a full commit towards A. She's running and she's booking it. Glance still has to guess. Both players trying to figure out where each of them are going to end up. They're so far from each other. Mel, she can't really afford to just sit idle.
While we wait here for her looking through, I gotta say Bazooka was so happy about that recon dart. We'll probably see it in MIBR games next year in the VCTs. The Glance now having a little bit of map control. The extra paranoia has been added onto Mel, trying to figure out where her opponent
this
could be. So
timing.
Mel has no idea. And
This
now she's
timing.
peeking out
Oh
the
my
timing on this.
God.
Oh yeah, that's a shot right there. Executed, pistol, the second one for Shopify.
G2, they've invested because they have to. That score line is
Yeah.
just way too one-sided. They don't want to give match point to Shopify. That blind doesn't
Oh,
catch
but the
Mel.
flash.
One way.
Easily done. 2
Probably
kills
three.
from Dude. They're
Oh,
just
that was
trying to
nice
set
shot.
up for an
Back
execution
right
towards the A side and Shopify Rebellion. They didn't care, playing aggressively towards the outside of the A main, leaving now Mimi and Sarah alone, only with a Guardian now picked up and a Sheriff. It works out, but then Sarah's on the top with an Ares to put Shopify Rebellion at map point. You mentioned that, Judge, trying to funnel the players in that area. Alarm bot now gets broken, and looks at Shopify Rebellion. They're holding on to rotate right away as G2. They were looking for that 3-2 split, but the paranoia thrown by Mel might throw even Shopify for a loop, because now Noia has to try to push out, and Roxy punishes her.
And you saw Noia starting to get a little nervous. She didn't know if the attackers made it up mid yet or not. Her teammates had zero information, so she decides, hey, before I get pinched, let me make my move and be main. But gets wiped out, and G2, good pressure towards that mid.
Florescent with the Sheriff. Florescent with the Sheriff. That's the second one. Blake's not
Nice!
activated. Does not connect up to the third, but has done enough damage to allow Shopify Rebellion an opportunity on the Thrifty. 3 players now. Guardian picked up towards the middle, and it's up to Glance and Mimi on the post plant.
Yeah, Mimi is pushing up towards heaven. She has to. She wants to gain some ground. This drone should give a lot of information.
Counter knife though. You know that Glance is in the corner, and Glance, the only thing she could do is now start falling back. Owl drone on top of that to get more.
I love that Mimi tucked. She tucked and she let the drone pass, but this smoke allows Shopify to cross this line of sight.
Dart to dart, underhand flash, and that dart allows the pick on from Glance onto Sarah. Now onto Mimi. The Vandal almost swinging onto the second one. It's not going to work out. Alexis with the Sheriff gets the kill, the defuse, and Shopify Rebellion get a dominant second map, winning 13-3.
It makes sense. It all makes sense. I mean, especially with how this map was going so far, for Shopify to finish it in that manner. But Petra's getting so deep.
Sarah's running around the corner.
All the timing.
Yeah, had a knife out, wasn't expecting that. That will initiate Shopify Rebellion rushing within the A site. Wall coming up on the defensive side. Trap kill set up as well from Roxy just towards the link. But all of Shopify Rebellion are moving towards the elbow. One way now being set up. The legs are being split. Roxy lands that
he's so
first shot.
good.
There's no vision coming out from Shopify Rebellion towards this A side hit. And unfortunately, they're getting dispatched. Huge advantage now for G2. As the defenders that were flanking across have also moved within the A site.
Not a single piece of utility left on Alexis or Mel. They've just got to hit headshots, and Mel gets taken out. And Alexis just eats that paranoia as well. What a beautiful setup coming through here for G2.
An opportunity for Shopify Rebellion to really work the map now in the mid-rounding call. Look at Noia trying to pinch it across here from the B main while the rest are executing within the market. It's a 2-for-2, but the Showstar picking up all the way from Boba right down towards the market. And Noia made it through. Remember, the trip got broken, so they know that Noia's somewhere within the site. She's pushing all the way through. It's not going to get cleared. And that leaves Sarah alone. Boombot out, spotting her, so they know that Sarah's close on the spawn. Ferrari Satch until now Glances swing out. And G2, they shut down round number 4. Showstopper available on the attack for Florescent, and it looks to be very quick. But moving forward, trying to catch Petra off guard. She was playing just out in the open, instantly picks her off. We're trying to trade it back. Beautiful utility from the initiators, though, to allow Mel and Sarah to drop the defense on the elbow. And just like that, all the players on the A side who was looking to fight against Shopify just got denied right away. And an opportunity now for Shopify Rebellion to just hold the pacing and work things out, especially when they throw the hat out from Noia. They know that the last 2 players are out. They can just start running in.
Yeah, it's go time. Enough information. Mel has the backup from her teammates and should be able to even plant the spike, get that bonus money on board.
Neck and neck, 3-2 lead for G2. Full gun round for both of these teams. A pivotal round for the first half, and Roxy thought that she was going to be able to sneak through towards the door, which now allows the Nightfall to be used by Sarah, opening up the B side, Showstopper to create even more space. Instantly throws the Showstopper just so that she can control towards this triangle formation. Maybe a plant. Or they're going to give that up. They're going to play towards the main instead.
What a shot from Petra. So aware, completely clears that Noia's off angle there, equalizing into a 4v4 retake. All 4 members of Shopify are so grouped here. A lot of post-plant utility at hold here.
That's a nice paranoia that's going to allow Shopify Rebellion to run that clock down a little bit more. There is that utility being thrown on the counter. A haunt being thrown, a spray across. Everybody's sticking it here. Nobody's able to get it. Finally, Alexis pushes forward. And as G2 are trying to push forward towards the B main to try to fight back, everybody's getting sprayed. Now within the 3v1. The rotate that came across towards the market from Florescent allowed for Shopify to tie up the game, but that was getting close. As the Bears are about to come up, continuing this 4-1 setup for Shopify Rebellion. They want to try something
Fast
quick.
pace.
Yeah, paranoia, but Petra just sprays while she's hit by the paranoia, and Florescent falls down. That's one of the plays that they try to do against EDG, and they were reading it perfectly for G2. Now Noia's trying to push forward, and answers right back. It's a 4v4.
That's a huge equalizer. I mean, Petra just had such an easy opening. None of the utility landing on her whatsoever. But the fact that Noia is able to control mid here, this cuts the map completely in half. Roxy is all on her lonesome. No rotators are going to be able to come help her whatsoever.
So it's up to Shopify. What can you read now towards the mid round? You still have Sarah available with a lot of that utility, but it's towards B main. So the 3 players have to work together. The rest of Shopify moving towards the market, where it's a crossfire setup by G2.
Yeah, Sarah's desperately trying to find out where that defender is. Her Prowler doesn't get any, but it doesn't matter. Mel just finds a quick 1-2 entry.
And now there's another player alone on the site, and that's Glance this time around. Holding, anchoring as much as she can. Got 2 more troubles, and it's up to Roxy alone. And that's just unfortunate. I mean, she throws the ult, so she wants to go for this. And Neurothep getting information right here. The plant's coming across. The head-to-head against Alexis. An opportunity there, but no cigar once again.
But this contact play from Shopify gets them a lot of ground, but all of G2 have already rotated.
Sarah still gets the first blood, though. A contact towards the link. Back better Radiant boxes, and Noia's looking to move right back. But that wall will give it an opportunity here for G2 to move forward. Paranoia just hit all of them.
All of them. All 5 members catching that one.
Camera now get broken. There's that flash to push through the smoke.
So blind.
Oh, the wide swing from Petra and crouches for the headshot onto Noia. Seeker's now coming out, doing a lot. Showstopper 2 on top of that. Trying to land that Showstopper, falling to Seekers, but we stay alive. The TP away from Mel, back towards the A main. Here comes the defuse. It's back at halfway, fully sticking it, but all of Shopify has fallen down. How did that happen? Massacre Thrifty for G2.
4 members of Shopify here now. They know that the Cypher's been in this area. They want to find the trips, but as I say that, they're just gonna rip Sarah's ult again. Rinse and repeat. Yeah, Florescent has a showstopper. She's got the sight.
Roxy's still holding within the smoke, though, trying to get a timing. Rolling Thunder to try to act back, 1-for-1. Nash at a Whirling Thunder just clears out towards the market.
They wanted to give Sarah another kill. The whole time Alexis was waiting in that market area, but Sarah's all alone. Alexis shows up late.
Here's a pushback though, and Noia still on that flank, so Mel has to delay, has the paranoid to delay first. Noia is trying to pull the knife back to the weapon. Spots the opponent right there towards the market. A little bit too late as Mimi almost caught her on that lurk. So now we have a great 2 versus 1. Petra walking forward towards the B main, and there's a jiggle peek from Mel. Now they're gonna play the time in their favor for Shopify Rebellion. There is that tap even. You don't even need the cage to fall down. Noia just landed every single one of those shots.
Shopify, they've got an inkling, and look at this. G2, they're pushing.
Just the way that they wanted it. They caught some players off guard, actually 3 players off guard. Noia's right there to answer right back. A 1v1 against Mimi, and she's just going to pull back, play the power of numbers, and allow the players to rotate across.
Noia's 1 off the ultimate here, and I think the orb was still available, but she doesn't want to go for that quite yet. Both members in Shopify deciding instead to stay grouped. They've got the spike in their hands.
It's a 2-1 setup. Camera's going to see enough. Even gets the ping onto Sarah.
30 seconds left.
But Noia is the one that's going to have to make the play. So while Sarah is making noise towards the market, Noia is trying to cut the rotation 1v1 against Sarah right towards the spawn. She hears the footsteps. Oh, I think Sarah just saw her, but Noia didn't. Leads right back out. There's the hack to throw. There's the information on the last two. There's only 13 seconds left. Sarah hasn't committed yet towards the A site, so they have to close in right now. And it's up to Roxy anchoring the site.
Both players pinching from both directions. Sarah's got to get the spike down, but she gets taken out. There's no time left. Noia unable to get even close to Mimi here. And they're unable to get the spike down. What an effort, though, for Shopify.
G2 looking for control towards middle with an early dog to try to gain more space.
Yeah, and this double controller side for G2, this is going to be a completely different kind of game than what we've been seeing. Early Paranoia trying to get Florescent a kill, and that nade is going to do so much, pushing them into Alexis's hands.
But she has utility in her hands, not the pistol, not a weapon.
What a satchel!
What a satchel, but there's still that 2 trade coming back out for Shopify. Mimi trying to hold the ground towards the back, sees that push coming out from Shopify. The spike is down towards the top of mid, and it's now G2 that has to run towards against Shopify. The first contact, G2 Mimi is down now to 2 HP. The crossfire, the flank coming across. Roxy gets the first pick. The swing will cross there from Sarah, trading right back. There's that push from Sarah too, though. 2 versus 2 somehow. A little ding coming out to Sarah as well. An opportunity to fight back for G2, and a re-heal on top of that to top off Sarah.
Shopify right now, they have a good idea that Mimi is barely limping. Spike still down.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Might want to give it up. Looks like the smoke is thrown for them to give it up. They're going to hear all of these footsteps. Like a Shopify pushing down towards the A-link. They know now the hit's coming towards B, especially with that door being closed.
Yeah, now that Mimi doesn't get any info with that bird, only 13 seconds. Yeah, they've got to plant the spike now.
10 seconds left.
You can see that G2, they're still guessing. They're not exactly sure where the rotates are going to be coming from.
Especially when the smoke was thrown towards Boba. It's been multiple times in the pulse plan that Mel's been throwing the smoke so they could actually execute out of that. But they're both walking towards the B main, finally spotted by Sarah. And somehow the tides have turned for G2. Pushing forward, Mel gets a 20 HP onto Sarah. As Mimi's trying to swing back out, still trying to bring out that heal. Sarah's now back at 85, but Mel still connects onto the shot. Isolated at 1v1. Now Mimi's at 2 HP. 9 seconds left on the smoke. Swings towards the right. Clears the corner and lands the headshot. Comes in for the defuse.
And she's going to get it. She's going to get it, Vans. And, you know, her teammates are egging her on there, saying she's low, get her.
They're looking to use that range to fight towards the market. Seems to be towards the same main as well. But they're just using utility on both ends here to really slow down the pace of G2, who's trying to swing towards the market. Mel now down to 5 HP. Support from Noia coming across, and Mimi's actually committed here to try to be the entry on the sky, just like she did on her opening game against Team Liquid.
Yeah, bullying Mel off the angle there. Mimi. All 4 members, they're so grouped that Paranoia misses everyone.
That's 2 of them, though. It misses everybody. Noia's still got 2 kills out of that. An opportunity for Shopify to win another bonus here.
3 versus 4. Glance is going to be able to get the spike down, and because of Sarah's positioning, still the orb and the flank possibility.
Oh, roxi.
Just trying to play around the smoke. They read it for Shopify. They read it. That was beautiful.
Good flash.
Big Paranoia, though. That's going to hit so many players. 2 kills, but there's that satchel from behind. That's Florescent to answer right back. Sarah's in a great spot, though, to try to win a 2 versus 1. There's no smokes in the area, and off the tap. Oh, my God. Alexis instantly lasers her opponent. And Shopify, they get the bonus now in map 3. A missed timing for G2 moving within the site, and Noia caught 2 off guard. Big surprise, and the surprise continues. A satchel within the link. Alexis pushing out towards the market to support Florescent. And already another player advantage out early for Shopify. A little bit of over-aggression, though, this time. Mimi's able to capitalize right back.
Yeah, Alexis wanted to help out Noia. She thought Noia was in trouble, but gets wiped out, taken out. This ult should give Shopify enough information to set up some sort of defense. You can see that Mel is on her way quickly, but she doesn't have Paranoia. All these trips should help, yeah.
Seeker's coming out on the attack. So they're doing the same for G2. Spamming through the smoke. Nightfall coming out. That hits 1 up towards the staircase. Easy kill from Sarah onto Glance. Spike is now down. Mimi trying to go for their hero play. And as soon as she comes out through the smoke, Mel's right there to greet her. All of now G2 funneling towards this B side into Dog to try to get some information. So the up to try to answer on the Dog towards mid. Showstopper coming out on top of that. It clears it up towards the front. The A side is now, the B side is now open. And Even Shopify, they're giving it all the way back towards the spawn. They're going to re-aggress together with Florescent Showstopper here.
Yeah, Petra is so aggressive though. I mean, Shopify Rebellion, they've got a good idea that Petra's made it this deep. And that Showstopper that you talked about from Florescent should be coming into play here.
Florescent's on the top of the market, clearing that first. Here's that opportunity. Fault line now just to try to get a little bit more space. Paint shells on the staircase. The defenders are still too far away from Bubba to support. And it's going to be 3 players coming out towards the Bubba with the Rolling Thunder and a Showstopper out from the market. It lands onto Mimi. There's still a player towards the staircase being spammed through the smoke. And Florescent gets 4 within the round.
So good.
And put Shopify Rebellion at map at series point.
Now for one of the first times since Pistol, I believe, G2 are going to come and challenge towards these A-halls.
Just holding the wall, holding the close angle. Well, that's one of the weapons down indeed. 2 Vandals left. The weapon's too far away to get picked up. Now Sarah's going to pick up the orb at least. That's a pit open. And using the cage to pick up the other weapon, they're going to pivot back towards the A site.
That's right into the lap of Mel, but a missed shot. And she's just going to get wiped out. Alexis's util wasn't near.
That's the hat we wanted, to get the information on only 1 player playing within the site to close the door, and they have to move out quick now
Petra.
for G2. As the second pick comes through, the push towards the spawn.
Petra's dead, Petra.
Oh my, that transfer was insane! I need to see that replay again, please.
Yeah, me too.
Petra, 23 kills
beautiful.
on her back, already only 2 orbs away from her ultimate. I mean,
And she just used it.
Yeah, listen, hey, that's exactly what you need out of your duelist if you're arching a comeback right there.
Oof.
But man, those shots were clean from Petra.
There it goes.
Florescent's trolling there.
9 bullets left to get the last 2.
Insane.
And you know, the question was going into this series, going into this third map.
Oh, look at Mimi.
So on the top of the scoreboard for G2, Shopify on an eco. A Bulldog in the hands of Sarah, so a half-wide doing whatever they can, using a lot of utility here on both ends. You're stalling now the aggressive push from G2 out towards middle, but they still want to continue.
Yeah, Alexis tried to stall. She was throwing a lot of util, but Petra's feeling good, especially after a round like that. She's consistently hunting right now on that high ground.
They're pivoting back. It's a fake from the market to move up towards the mid, and Sarah's waiting
pick.
right there, but it's a trade-off right away. So that Bulldog's gone, and there's only Mel at the A site with the Sheriff.
Yeah, and she's trying to be a rat right now. Trying to buy a lot of time. G2, they are indecisive. They don't want to make it all the way through. They're just waiting for the rotates.
Yeah, what
That's
the?
not good. At least Roxy gets a 2
Prove
picks
it
there
true.
on the
Vance
2
is
players
really
pushing
low.
forward. And Florescent's already running across, trying to close the gap with Mel together. Well, Mel's going to hit the footsteps
Oh,
on all
Mel?
3. Position there to land the
Oh
first
my
shot.
God.
Paranoia.
Also got the
Vance
dig
is on
there
HP.
onto Glance at 5 HP. Paranoia thrown to slow
30
things
seconds
down
left.
as Florescent picks up a Vandal.
And Florescent and Mel are going to both meet up here. Mel, you know she's going to be the bait for Florescent here. Try to find some picks and, oh, Glance, she leaves Roxy here. 1 for 1 for both players.
The back of the boxes, playing the contact. The timing on this one is
What?
perfect for Roxy so far. There's that first kill. The smoke out and bloomed as Mel is with the Bulldog. Spamming across the barrel of
my
the gun.
God.
Roxy's not peeking, so Mel goes for the other end. A 1v1. Oh, almost got
No.
caught there. Gozen comes in at 5 HP and still gets the kill to keep G2 in the game.
Gonna go try to reinforce this A defenses, and now it's all the fighters. Fade, Raze, and Breach sticking together, all 3. And I like this from Shopify. They're gonna try to highlight and set up Florescent on a pedestal here.
While the A site's being held passively, so if they stop the push from G2 with no kills, at least it's good enough here to just play the retake within this A site. And off that flash to get some info. Oh, the jiggle.
Yeah, but this kind of round is exactly what G2 wanted, at least for map control. You can see that the Raze and Viper are inching forward on the other side of the map as they get contact towards this B. This is a different look from G2, not one we've seen this half yet.
Belisa's setup was good for Florescent to get the pick. And as you've mentioned, this push back from G2 towards the A site, the camera is just being watched by Noia all the way back towards Ace. They're comfortable to play the retake here. There's so much utility to work with. Now after that, pulling the cage up right away. Sprays are coming across. Noia's trying to get a spam kill as a TP comes across, and a pit all the way towards spawn. It's good here, but Sarah Florescent comes in, and with that kill, the Nightfall's available. Florescent gets a second one. Showstopper in, looking for the feet of Sarah, and no plan's gonna come through. Shopify Rebellion, despite a slow first map. They've got a confident 2-map win to win the series now and move to the grand finals of the GCC.
And what a dominant fashion they did it in as well. That last round, I thought G2 did enough.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my new channel. Until next time.